Hello, everyone, and welcome to Entitled. No need to adjust your screens. There's 4 of us here. Welcome to Entitled, where we talk to the thought leaders, entrepreneurs, and top producers of the real estate industry. I'm Bernie Espinosa, and my host,
David
co-host.
Bellinger. How are you?
Yes, indeed.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome. David and I like to call our show Entitled because, wink, wink, we work in the title industry. We are proud members of the F&F family with Lawyers Title, so it's been awesome. We've been working together for quite a while now.
Yes. No, I'm excited. We've been working a long time.
I don't think you've had enough Red Bulls today.
Not yet.
Or maybe it's because it's later in the day that we're,
Yeah, it's kind of late, yeah.
But we have some very special guests today. So we have a powerhouse team with us, powerhouse player in the real estate space here in our local market, Michelle Minik, Team Minik with Realty of America, along with the family operation, her son Xander. So we're really excited about talking to them today. But Michelle has been a force to be reckoned with in our real estate industry for over 25 years.
Yep.
I think in your career, I think we're talking about over 1,500 clients served, over $350 million in productivity. And
big time.
Yeah, and a lot of national exposure too. The Today Show, you've worked with Barbara Corcoran, you've been on local news media regarding cool houses and things like that. So it's really an honor to have you guys here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yes,
Yeah. So anything else you'd like to add, my friend?
I know you nailed it all. I mean, I've known, as a fellow, what we call in the county West Sider, I've always known of Michelle, and I know we've ran into each other in a few different events, but just really excited to have you here with us and just get some more of the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're excited to be here. We're an open book today, so
I
go
love
for it.
Well, one of the things we love about this kind of venue is just getting to know these names, right? In our market, there's so many quote unquote top producers, namesakes, people that have been in the business for 20 some odd years. But this is just an opportunity for people to get to know you. Our audience is the real estate community, and there's only a couple of them out there, right? So,
Excuse me.
But it's great to get to learn your story, your origin story, and also too, you've recently made a pretty big move.
I have.
Yes. And so that'll be fun to talk about.
Yep.
And mostly just talk about, let's do that. Let's talk a little origin story. Give us a 25 years in the business. So clearly you did something before that, but not long before that.
No.
Because you look like you're 12. So.
Not long. Yeah, I mean, I started in the service industry, so basically in the restaurant industry, and I worked at some high-end restaurants and then some regular pubs, and I think from that point I realized that I liked service, and that's what real estate is. So I moved from Arizona to Colorado when I literally graduated high school, and I moved up to basically up near Aspen. And so the towns that I lived in, they called it the Roaring Fork, but the town I lived in was down valley, right? And Aspen would be up valley. So everybody that worked down valley or lived down valley worked up valley. So I ended up finding a real estate company back in the day, and it was called Coates, Reed and Waldron, and they're probably still there. But I ended up being working in the property management department, and that led me into working as an assistant to the multi-million-dollar realtors there. So I knew right then and there, as the agents would ski down the hill, because we literally had a view of the mountain. That's where our office was at. They would ski down the hill. They would get out of their bibs and into their suits and then go show property. And I thought, that's what I wanted to do.
Yep.
Well, and that's how that town's laid out. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I went for the very first time earlier this year, and so I was like, I get it. The mountain is literally right there.
It's literally right there. All your commerce is there, and
Yes.
you can ski right down to a restaurant if you want.
Yes,
to. So,
it's pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow, what a great experience. And the uptown, what did they call it? Uptown? And
it's, you're up valley or
up
down.
valley.
Yep. So,
Yes. What a cool experience, because Aspen is another planet.
It was another planet. Yeah. I ended up working there for, quite some time. And then I found a commercial broker that was actually in the town that I lived in. And I had the wonderful experience of working with a very difficult man that taught me everything that I knew. And then
is that a horrible boss's story?
Oh, totally. But a horrible, it is.
And we're the diplomatic way is just,
But he did teach me everything, but it was the very hardest of ways.
Yeah.
He was not a very nice man.
Those are always the best bosses, are the ones that were the horrible bosses, because you learn so much.
You learn the most.
You learn so much about like how I'm not going to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, or he really did a lot of business. I mean, he brought some of the major players into these small towns, and he would have to fight the small towns just to get like a Chipotle or a McDonald's or, you know, but he wasn't a very nice person. But I based my entire career around the way he did business. Like, he was able to attract the right people. I learned how to do negotiations. I build the suits, like you name it, I learned it from him.
That's cool.
And then I wanted to become a realtor, and I got my license, and then he told me. In Colorado. And then he told me I had to give him $50,000 to be a realtor with his company.
Oh, wow.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Are you serious?
I'm
Like,
dead
he literally
serious.
said
I'll
you-
never forget that day. I probably had maybe like $100 in my
That's
account
like
because
an
I was
episode
a
of Suits
kid.
or something like that. That's like buy-in.
That's a whole nother level for a cap.
It was, and I
mean,
was like, you know,
wow.
but I think the point was he didn't want to let go of me as his assistant, and so that's when I left to go back to Arizona.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long were you in Aspen or in Colorado?
A couple years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you took the journey back. Like, what made you come back to
I
Phoenix?
wanted to be a realtor.
Okay.
And all of my contacts, my family, my friends
Okay.
were in Arizona.
Nice. And Phoenix mostly, or?
I grew up in Glendale.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
but they were
The
all
Metroplex,
over at that
yeah.
point. And I just, you know, I wanted to take a chance on myself because I believed in myself. And it's really difficult to start up something when you're 19, 20 years
Yeah.
old. And you don't have, I mean, your friends are 19, 20 years old living in
Yeah.
one of the most expensive states in the country. So I just realized, you know what, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to jumpstart it. And I just hiked back to Arizona. I had my time there. It was good.
That's awesome.
And stayed west when you came
Yeah.
back.
Actually, no, I did not. I lived in Scottsdale for a while with his dad.
Okay.
Yeah, Joel.
Okay.
So I met Joel when I got back to Arizona at the first company I ever worked at. And I was introduced to him actually by a person that to this day is in real estate. And I always call her and say, you know, I'd never have these kids without you. But she introduced me. So I really look at my start of my career is the same amount of time that I've been with my husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And now it's a family operation.
And Joel doesn't do real estate, does he?
So he's more operations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Xander is sales.
Okay.
I'm sales. So we have, you know, you've been in for how long now?
I've been in the business for 2 years now.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Client facing.
That's right.
I saw you're even instructing realtors how to do it right.
That's right.
That's
I
Look at that.
hosted my first mastermind, and it was a great success.
That's
Had a
great.
good turnout, and a lot of people got a few nuggets off of that, and I'm looking to do it again. Yeah.
That's great.
Love it.
I love that. Whoa.
That's so good.
We got to get that. We got to get that
I
done.
mean, was that your whole? That's my game plan, right? I know I'm gonna have a family. Yes, the kids will be in real estate.
Yep.
Yes, I want you want it to continue.
You know, when we first started out here in Scottsdale, we ended up quickly getting pregnant with Jaden,
Okay.
which is Xander's older brother.
Yep.
And we realized one person had to be in a real job
Yeah.
because we were heavily in debt, living the high life
Yeah.
in Scottsdale. And everything just really changed for us. And so I remained in real estate, and then Joel went and worked at some different jobs just to get income on
Right.
a monthly basis.
benefits? all
We
those
had to
things?
sacrifice.
Oh, yeah.
Like big time. And then we had to move out of Scottsdale, which, to be honest with you, it was fun when we were single.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and then too, like, you know, you're young. I mean, we're in our literally our 20s and early 20s, and that's like what you do. So then when you have to get responsible, you have to look at all your money that you
Choices,
have.
all your
All your
choices.
choices.
Yeah.
I mean, God, you look back and I just
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually smartened up.
Yeah.
You
I love
know?
that.
You adulted.
You
We
started
adulted.
hashtag adulting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So listen, it's no easy feat to be successful in real estate for 25 years plus. So walk us through kind of like how you went from just starting off the two of you, to you run a significant team now, right? I mean,
we have a good sized
Yeah.
team. And we're growing. So we, I think when I can tell you that we really started working towards building this business was when we decided that I was doing well enough on my own that we can bring Joel back in, and he was making very, very good money, very, very good money where he was at, but he wasn't happy. And when you're not happy, happy, like they say, happy wife, happy life. It's opposite for me. It's happy husband, happy life. So I was like, listen, we're gonna bite the bullet again. We might take on some debt, but let's get you back in. And he agreed. It was hard to do that. It was hard to take the plunge. But I will tell you, and I think for most real estate professionals, they don't go all in, and that's the thing. It's a risk, but it's a risk with a huge reward if you want to play the long game, as you're talking about.
Yep.
And so our big moment was not when it was bananas before 2007. It was when the market crashed. That's when our big break became amazing, because we specialize in short sales.
I was just going to say,
That's
remind
what I
me.
remem-
That's
That's where I remember
That's where I
you
remember
from.
hearing your
Yeah.
name a lot.
Yeah.
Yep. We did a lot of short sales. I think we did 40 million in a matter of like 24 months, which is huge back
That's
then. I mean, that was
massive.
like a long time ago.
We were both in it at that time as well. So
Yeah.
in your
totally know.
business.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Actually, I missed the short sales some days. You know what I mean?
Yep.
At least you knew what you were dealing
It
with.
was a very defined market, and when things
Yep.
are very defined, you figure out how to get in front of a transaction, and that's exactly what we did on our end.
Oh,
right?
you guys
Yeah.
had the I can remember because everything was faxed back then.
Yes.
The massive stacks
Yes.
of paperwork, and I remember when it kind of finally all fizzled out. We couldn't burn it fast. We couldn't shred it fast
Yeah.
enough. I mean, I probably should have called one of those shredding companies, but we did use it for firewood. And
Yeah, that's so great.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
yeah, so that's when we really kind of turned,
Yeah.
that corner and built our business off of that.
Well, and I love, there's a key operative for me that's such a sticky point that you shared is all in. Are you all in? Are you
Yep.
all in? Mind share wise, financially prepared? You got to have all of those pieces of the puzzle to.
I don't ever think anybody is totally financially prepared for real estate.
Right.
I just
right.
don't believe
I agree
that.
with you
Well,
on
they
that.
don't
for
tell you that
sure.
in school, right?
Yeah. But financially prepared meaning not that I have enough, but you're probably going to be at a point in which you don't have enough.
You need to be willing to work enough to cover those closing. In the short sale industry, we wouldn't get paid for 6 months sometimes.
That's right. Yep.
And sometimes
And
you
they
wouldn't get
fall
pa-
out very
and sometimes
frequently.
you wouldn't get paid at all.
Yeah.
But the thing that we realized was the hard work ended up paying off because we never stopped. So we knew when deals, we weren't counting on deals. We were counting on our actions
That's
and our
right.
activity to be able to
Yes.
get the results that we needed to get. And that
Preach
rings
it.
true
Sorry.
today. Yeah, it rings true today.
Yeah.
It's so true. I think I love it because so many times
Every one
people
of our
are waiting
sales
for
meetings.
people are like waiting for results to magically manifest, and the reality is, well, what are the actions you've been taking to get
manifest that.
That's right.
Yeah, they're not just
Yes.
gonna click,
And-
quick-
and there's
blink
such
your
a-
eyes and they're not gonna happen.
Exactly. You can't
Yeah.
click your heels on that. But and also I think there's this growing and growing faster and faster instant gratification expectation. And not an expectation necessarily out of entitlement, but an expectation in which there are generations of people in any kind of business today where things just happen faster. So they don't know what it really took to know. Some people can never wrap their head around a 6-month short sale, 9-month short sale, let alone an escrow lasting longer than 30 days, or that you actually have to invest in your business to generate, quote unquote, the farming, right? Like the investment that you put into generating success. I mean, a lot of people don't have the patience for it anymore.
I think speaking to Xander about that would be a great topic because we were just we're onboarding a new agent, amazing young lady, and there was a moment that she was having her day one, and it was hard. It was a very hard moment. But I think it brought back a lot of memories for you because you've been doing this for 2 years now. maybe you can talk about what we were just talking about yesterday on how, I mean, you'd even told me you would sit outside and make your calls at night. And you were like, why am I doing this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, this
Yeah.
is
Yeah, tell us
good.
about that.
Yeah. Well, at the time, I didn't quite understand this is a 7-day-a-week job.
You didn't know that by watching your mom all those years?
No, I mean, I've come to now meet her as an adult and
Yeah.
grow to be her business partner and her friend and start to appreciate, wow, all the way she divided her time to be with us as children and then be with her clients and represent them.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Yes. And then, yeah, focusing on this moment with this in particular agent of ours, it was like looking in a mirror about how overwhelming this process is. And for the younger person entering into the career, you're talking about something you have no idea what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
You've never gone through that real estate transaction. You don't know the weight that they're experiencing. And they're asking you questions that you need help on, right? You need to find a source to provide that confidence and clarity and point the client in a direction where they need to go. So it being a 7-day-a-week job, it is about conversation.
Understatement.
And right, it's about time and you're being present with these people who are either in a need-filling position or they're just talking about their investment. And every conversation is massive helpful because a lot of people we meet are teachers.
Mm-hmm.
They want you, especially for the younger generation, they want to teach and they want to.
They want to teach you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you work a lot in
In Sun City. I'm a Sun City specialist in my opinion.
That's fantastic.
Yes, in the age-restricted communities, Pebble Creek.
Let's go.
And I thrive there.
That's
because
great.
I question them to death just as much as they
Yeah.
question me to death. right?
and you're humble about it.
That's right. Yeah. And I think that there's this element too, like we see it in some of our younger sales executives where we're like, don't get frustrated because you're trying to show somebody how to do something and they've been doing it longer than you've been alive, right?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like figuring out how to make a connection based on not just generational, like how people are multi-generational. There are different type of learners, how people receive things. If you're working with an older community, of course they're going to know more than you. Like,
Yes.
how could you possibly be teaching me something, right?
Yes.
But the fact that you can go toe-to-toe in a respectful way, people love that.
And it's not just with the end user, right? It's
Yeah.
it's the other realtors.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure there's a lot of realtors.
yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait a minute. You're meeting with that punk kid? Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? What, did you just get out of high school? What are
Yeah.
you doing? And then I relate you to like my son, right? And all of his friends. You guys are all the same age. All they know about real estate, not having a mom or a family or anybody in it, is look at that car they're driving, or look at,
Exactly.
they get to go to
Exactly.
fancy. I mean, my
Yes.
kids all the time. So where do you get to go to dinner this week or dinner
Yeah.
that week? When in reality, all they don't know, I just want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But they see it from the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't know it's 7 days a week. They really don't know how much blood, sweat, and tears you've put into it to get to this point. It didn't just happen.
Right.
Yeah, watching Xander go through it now and thinking of myself back then, it's a totally different world. It really is. I mean, not only you have to make connections, but you have to navigate a very complicated, cutthroat, competitive market where you have to practice every day to rise to the top. You know, if you're going to be on a team, a top team, I should say, you have to raise the bar so high. And then also being my son, I'm sure the weight of the world, because everybody's looking at
Yeah,
him,
of
right?
course.
When he first started, I mean, I would hear the pain that he's going through. So we ride together a lot in the car,
Yeah.
and
A lot of family time.
a lot in the beginning. In the beginning, it was him from appointment to appointment. I'm like, no, son. I'm like, you got to understand, like, this is car time. Like, we're calling. Like,
Yeah.
we got to get all our
Love
calls
it.
in, because by the time we get home, we
You
have
got
more
other
work to
stuff
do,
to do.
and we have dinner, and so.
Yeah.
So it took, I would say, about 6 months
Mm-hmm.
until I feel like there was a wake up moment where you're like, I get it now. Like,
Yeah. Clicks.
Yeah.
Something clicks.
Yeah, we had this conversation where we were outside in the backyard, and you put it in perspective for me. This is a job where you are going to roll yourself out of bed and have to go brighten somebody's day and be the solution for their problems.
That's awesome.
This is a job where it doesn't matter that your girlfriend broke up with you, you just incurred a bunch of debt, or someone very close to you just got injured. It's time to put some money in your pocket by service, by adding value, and by making sure these people know that you're the number one resource for them. And then that just takes putting yourself behind yourself and putting them forward in front of you and making them feel that and being present with them.
Well, I know there's so much belief that has to go into that, because on the receiving end, when someone is authentically there to like want to share, want to connect, want to solve, or just being in kind of a sales mode, right? And so that belief factor is, I think, what crosses the line into that authentic connection when you really believe it. Like how you just shared that is so kind of a profound moment, right? Because you really clicked into belief mode. You're like, heck yeah. Right? And I think that, so you've been coaching for a long time then. So I love to, like, you're starting to take on more high level coaching. And I feel like the family chat and just working with Xander really is opening up that platform for you in terms of probably being very passionate about that too.
Yeah, coaching is, I've been coaching for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
And I've actually had several coaches, some of the greats, and I still have a coach today. We just hired a new coach on. And I'll never stop learning. I'll never be, I am humble when it comes to me making sure that I'm in alignment with what's happening now in the coaching world, because it changes just like the market changes. And so that's new. I shouldn't say new, but it's always new to me on like, what do I need to be doing to help others succeed? The biggest, I'm going to say, takeaway that I have right now is I cannot lower my standards. I'm a very passionate, compassionate person. I love everybody. I just want you to do it and you to do it. And woo. And that doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
And that doesn't work. And so I've got a tough coach right now, a positive, tough coach, tough love. It's very vulnerable to have somebody come and look into your business.
For sure.
But I like feeling vulnerable, because I know that I will never, ever get to where I want to be unless I show it all. And I'm
Amen to that.
That's amazing.
Amen to that. Wow.
That's huge.
It's hard. It's hard because, people look at you like you have all the answers and you're like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I have a coach. So on my team, we do a lot of one-on-one appointments and getting inside the space of their accountability to themselves, right? And what they want to do. And now I'm in the part where I'm looking at the numbers, the data, and this is consistently in front of me. And I realized when we're not moving the needle that it may be time for a change for that particular person, because it may not necessarily be in their river as to what the goal of the team is, right? Mm-hmm. So I was never in sports. I mean, I was in sports, but I got kicked off of teams because I talked too much. But now I get paid to
talk too much, like you were smart aleck.
I just wanted to talk to my teammates. And I was like, there's
Michelle, it's all meant to be.
It was. I honestly look back and I'm like, okay, if talking was a sport, like I would have won.
You won.
I would have won.
Yeah, you're the champ.
But what I realized is through people that have been involved in sports, or like some of the coaches, or even some of the people that are on my team that are like soccer moms, football moms, hardcore ones, not the run of the mill, like what a team actually is. And I've put that into my playbook, and those standards are now going to become something that is non-negotiable.
That's amazing. It's your standards. You're creating a standard.
Yep.
Well,
and I can't help. I can't save people.
Join me at this bar.
Well, and they have a choice, right? Everybody has a choice. I mean, Xander has a choice.
Yes.
You had a
Xander
choice
has
to get
to
into
meet
real
the
estate,
standards.
right?
Yeah.
That's right.
And you got into it, and you knew a lot more what you were getting into than most people do. these days coming into real estate?
I don't know if he necessarily knew.
No, it's like jumping in a cold pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So how do you know then? I'm sure that over time, this craft for you has, gotten better, right? Like it continues to improve. And have you gone through phases in your team where things weren't clicking and you feel like, why are we have so much turnover? I can't seem to hold on to people.
Yep.
Like, do you think it was that people weren't meeting you at the bar, or we liked them, so we hired them, or like all of the above? Like, how do you continue to fine tune that piece? Because I think it's very admirable what you put together.
So I've had a lot of people in and out of my doors, and I will never lie and tell you that I've got it all together. But what I've learned from it was that if I was able to hold on to an agent for 2 to 3 years and help them in their career, and they decide to move on, and it's because they're doing well, that's a win. That's a 100% a win. I don't necessarily need to be a forever person. I don't mind being a moment. I would love to be able to bring my experience, just as people have brought to me before me. I didn't get here by myself. Right. I mean, I got here because I hung out with a lot of the older agents, and I would just be like, please, now there's teams and there's all of these people out there that need the help, the coaching, the training. And if I am that person to say that I have something to do with their success, amen to that. And I've had many agents that are not on my team that have started their own teams, that have went on and been very successful. They may be an individual agent and thriving. But my door is always open with that. So I used to hold on to that. I was always, what's wrong with me? Or why is this not working out? Am I just not identifying? No. It's a season. It's a season, because things happen, life changes. And I don't ever want to feel angry or resentful or somebody's taking, because that's not what this is about.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that it's an evolution, right? Because I'm sure with every layer, you learn something new, and then another thing kind of starts to show itself, and then you continue to fine tune it. I love what you shared, though, because I think the important element is knowing, did they leave for the betterment? Right? Or is there something, not pleasant about where they're, you know what I mean?
We are always improving the environment. So we'll pinpoint and identify. Culture is huge to us.
Absolutely.
I say that's the number one. It's got to be the culture. And that's something that you're creating, a culture of people that are in alignment with wanting to be successful in the industry. And then you've got to protect that with everything. I went wrong in so many ways. Like I said, I've believed in people, or I've allowed bad behavior because I was like, I see it in you. I see it in you. And then I coach, but I could not change that person.
You couldn't pull it out of them.
But the potential word. We always want to believe in the potential.
But it affected so many other layers of my business, including my culture. And that is something that finally, that's a non-negotiable. When I see it, boom, it's out. Before I think I would have fear of loss, and now I'm excited because I know that I've gained that strength to say, nope, I identified it, it's gone. Or when it's the coming from leadership down, where are we missing the mark? Whereas people may not be communicating with us, right? So we have to make sure we're consistent on digging deeper with the agents and having them help communicate, where can we improve? Now, everybody has their ideas, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, and then the coaching that I'm getting. I mean, I'm coaching all day long, but it feels really nice to have somebody that's
pouring into you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you said it best, right? You don't know everything. You have a coach.
Oh, God, no.
And you know what? The top coaches in the country, guess what?
They have
coaches.
They have
coaches.
So
they have coaches
somebody
too.
at the very top is not being coached. And when we meet that person, we're going to
I
have a
want
lot
to be
of
that person.
That's the wizard, right?
Yeah, that's the wizard.
That's so funny. So with the culture conversation, is that a factor in kind of making a move? Is you're with Realty of America, which I think, let's talk about that, because I think, we haven't had anybody that's been from.
We're brand new on the block.
Oh, yeah.
So very excited. I mean, we've hit over 300 or 3,000 agents in less than, I think it was like 18 months. So
That's fast. That's just here?
it's nationwide.
Nationwide.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in over 23 states and more to come. They would open up more, but they want to do obviously onboarding and everything
Yeah.
like that.
Slow and steady.
Correct.
Intentional.
These gentlemen who started this company, I had been looking for about 5 years for an opportunity to find something that would be close to my heart versus just a number at a company, right? Just another downline to somebody. I like the fact that this is not saturated with a
Boy, you're trying to be real careful right now.
it's not saturated with a movement that to me is kind of like been around for a while.
Right.
This has got a super fresh.
It's fresh.
It's
unique.
fresh, and the people that are getting involved in this company are mind blowing. I mean, the amount of business that they're doing in states across the United States is like staggering to me.
That's awesome.
So I was at the top of the company that I was at with a few others, but there wasn't the sharing, the collaboration. So I actually flew out to go see Eddie Garcia over in Chicago. That's where our headquarters is at. And Mark Demas is out of Texas, and you can look him up. And Mark Demas has been the #1 realtor in the nation and for several years in the running. And then Eddie Garcia had started Realty of Chicago with over 600 agents, and he built that company from the ground up. But when I started learning more about them and then the people that they brought in around them and their stories, because everybody was sharing their stories, I was like, this is epic. Like, this is not just people that are getting investor money to
Right.
build their companies, to give rev share. This is a company that is 60% owned by the realtors, and it is debt free. The company has no debt and no investors, and they've had many of opportunity to sell.
Of course.
Right.
We've done billions and billions of dollars in business because that's how big these groups and teams are joining Realty of America, because they see the vision.
That's amazing. Wow. So that's a pretty impressive, they must impress at quite a level for you to have made that move.
And your previous company, you were at a long time.
A long time.
I was there for 20 years.
Yeah, I was going
Yeah.
to say, especially in this day and age, it's more common to see people
Moving around quite a bit.
You're not a mover.
I don't move, and
Yeah.
I'm very loyal because I want to build something here. I want to build what hopes and dreams are in regard to real estate, and that's what I saw in Realty of America. Between Eddie Garcia and Mark Demas, and then several of the others, which I can name on and on and on. If you look up Realty of America, you're going to see some big players, but every single one of these people they could be retired for the rest of their lives, and their kids and their grandkids.
Yeah.
They are helping people and agents get wealth through the opportunity of real estate.
Love it.
And it's not just by selling real estate.
Right.
It is in so many facets. Like, Eddie had revamped like downtown Chicago by doing flips. Like, and it was when I went there, I'd never been there. I was just like mind blown he had over 1,000 people at his grand opening, and most of them were people that are from the neighborhood.
That's
how
amazing.
loved this man is. I mean, they're doing massive amounts of turkey drives, thousands of turkeys every single year that he gives out. So these are just the things that I'm like, okay, this is a place that
Yeah.
I want to hang my hat.
Yeah.
And also, revenue share and equity in stocks was another thing, because I mean, obviously I have to work towards retirement by diversifying in the stock market, owning properties, vacation, whatever you do. But I never would have owned a stake in that company.
Yeah.
And I probably in 25 years had over 100 people that I had introduced to that
Easily.
company.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't, there was
Yeah.
nothing for me there for that. This provides an opportunity. It's a legacy for my
Totally.
children.
Yeah.
An
Yeah.
exit strategy.
I love that. Well, and I like how you just described it in terms of like the dot connection to wealth through real estate, which can sound very generic because we all work in real estate.
Sure.
But when you shared it just now, there was a real depth of feeling about it that was different and unique, as opposed to, we're not talking about just, learning how to do investor business or or being an investor. It was just a much deeper statement in terms of a more well-rounded, holistic experience in terms of your career, your family, your legacy, building wealth,
You don't
educating
think
people.
about that when you start real estate. You don't.
No.
You think about, like, do I think that I'm going to be 80, which many of my mentors before me sold real estate into their 80s? Not to say that you shouldn't do that, but, like, what if you didn't want to?
What if you didn't want to? Right.
Like,
Those are
what-
the people
your
that
other
are
plan?
angry at Xander for getting the listing appointment.
Yeah.
He actually
Yeah.
does he gets hated over there.
Oh, no.
I bet.
Oh, yeah.
I bet.
But then he smiles at him and they're okay.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's someone for everyone, right? And so, you know, you were the someone for them and they weren't. So
That's right. I like that statement.
yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So, but no, I think that that's really cool. I think it's a great opportunity for any of our listeners to reach out to you, because if they don't know anybody in the ROA world, you'd be a great person to talk to.
Yeah, we actually have masterminds every other week. We have a guest speaker.
I love that.
We got wonderful guest speakers that come by, teach classes, and then we also do like a Monday Jolt, it's called, just to get on. I'll be featured on there at the end of June, and then sometime in July, I had Haley, my assistant, book the dates for me. But those are the things that, like, we collaborate on. You don't have to be from Realty of America to collaborate, but I find that every time I get on and I'm working with these leaders at Realty of America and outside of Realty of America, I'm learning stuff. I'm like, man, that's a great idea. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of AI tips and tricks coming out, and social media is huge with Realty of America. And then of course I'm one of the boring people. I'm all about business development, blocking your schedule, making your calls.
Let me tell you, there's nothing boring about that, because that is the corner. That is
still
the
comes down to
Those are
it.
my fundamentals.
Really?
Without my time blocking, my scheduling,
So maybe
my
we
task
need to have
management.
you on as one of
Oh my God, I
our
would
guests.
love it.
I'm gonna take you up on it because
I don't know, David, should I?
We talk about with our team every single week. I mean,
I
don't get me
believe
wrong.
in it.
It's all the shiny light stuff
Yeah.
and the new stuff
Thank you.
coming that you have to
Yes.
keep up on.
I call it the
But
weapons of mass distraction.
I love that.
It's still-
yeah, they literally come in
Yeah.
and they're like, I'm going to be a social media star.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's fantastic. Have you sold any real estate?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
when they get to you, they're going to be like, what do you
When's
know?
the last time you've actually talked to somebody?
Yeah.
That's the question with some of those people.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. TTP, talk to people. That's how you win in
TTP,
business.
that's your new.
That's
I want
it.
you to go
So-
around the office and be like, TTP.
Just so you guys
Talk to
know, in every
people.
meeting, so we have what we call as a Bernictionary.
Oh my
Oh
God.
Because
my God,
Bernie
I
has
love
a lot.
it.
Yeah. It's everything
Where
that comes
is
out of
this
Bernie's mouth. It's
Bernictionary?
right in her head.
No, we need to start writing this down. We're patenting it, making sure she
Oh,
gets
so
all the
funny.
credit.
I love you're so. I love
What's
it.
even more funny is when me or somebody else tries to talk as the Bernictionary, and it does not.
Nobody
come out the
understands
same.
what you're saying.
When I go home and tell my son to TTP, and
He's like, really, Dad?
Yeah.
You're like, whatever.
But no, I think it's so true though, because we talk about these fundamentals all the
do.
time, and I think it's important that you got to adapt AI or you're out, right? It's not that you have to leverage AI, because the agents you're competing with are.
Yep.
And so, if anything, most agents that we've seen so far is they're using AI on the cutesy side of things.
Yeah.
And they're also not using AI appropriately for broker requirements. Like, they're asking ChatGPT for things that if you haven't uploaded, the Arizona statutes, you're going to get the wrong answers, right? We're seeing a lot of stuff like that. But what's being missed is AI for organization, for efficiency, for fast tracking,
Yes.
a delivery program, a campaign, an email program. But then people are missing the human part of it. Is don't put it into ChatGPT and then don't not read it, right? Like, it should sound like you.
No, that's insane.
We see it all the time. I see it all the time.
And we can
so-
pinpoint it on social too. You
Oh
can
yeah.
tell.
So I think that AI is an opportunity for a solopreneur agent and or a team in an organizational
Yes.
level to be more efficient and to save time. So if you're the designated broker and you have an AI platform set up appropriately, whether it's third party, whether you've DIY'd it, at the end of the day, you can actually reserve your time to talk to the real problems that require voice-to-voice conversation.
Exactly.
And then you have things dialed in to be responsive for statute, right?
100%.
It's just the law. But so I think AI is a big factor in real estate and pretty much in every single industry right now. But more importantly, when we're talking to people about things like that, we first start with fundamentals. Well, how do you manage your day? Like one of my favorite questions in a discovery meeting with a realtor is, tell me about your typical day. Mm-hmm. And most of us, not just realtors, but most of us are very reaction oriented.
Right. Living
So-
in their email. I live in my email.
I check my emails.
I've been so busy today doing
Yes.
what? Hold on, let me check.
So we don't like have sacred time for the actual needle moving work,
Correct.
which really honestly probably requires about an hour a day.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But we're avoidant. That's our human nature. And one of my favorite quotes is Mark Twain: "If you got to eat a frog, best to do it first thing in the morning."
So that's the cadence. Every conversation is to happen before noon. We're not scheduling any appointments until the afternoon.
I love that.
And you've got to have a minimum of 5 conversations
Yeah.
within the hour. And that's really all it takes.
Yeah, I love it.
Yep.
That's true.
Just simplify it. Don't make it difficult. Have an accountability partner.
Yeah.
I mean, our accountability partner is through Follow Up Boss, so it's like, there's your number.
There you
like,
go. Yeah.
right? So it's hard to hide from it. And you don't want to hide from that. I mean,
No.
at the end of the day, I think if you talk to the average agent, and I do the same thing, the first thing I do on my one-on-ones is like, pull up your schedule, show me what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I don't see, well, sometimes I don't see anything
Yeah.
in there, but sometimes I see that nothing's blocked. So I'm like, where is the time that you took for your business? Because I already know the phone's going to ring and you're going to start going that direction. And then all of
Yep.
a sudden this agent's going to come in and ask you this. And then I go, so you'll never, ever accomplish anything. You
Yeah.
will so before noon, the
I love
5
that.
conversations, it's the workout, right? You did your workout, you're done. Now you're
Yeah.
allowed to go do whatever the heck it is
Yeah.
you want to go do.
Do you know Todd Bookspan? He
Yeah.
wrote that platform, Win by Noon, which
Yep.
is very
Yep.
on point with what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
And I think that's, you can't want it more for people than they want it for themselves.
That's
And
my problem.
Yeah, and I also think that potential is something to be honored and to be seen, but not to be mistaken.
Exactly.
Because I think often we're like, gosh, I just see the potential, and you realize that this just isn't the right fit for people sometimes. And, it is what it is. But, and I also think lastly too, that that those fundamentals, one of my other favorite questions is, hey, what are you currently working on that I can support you with?
Yeah.
Because that's
Let's
another.
ask Xander that.
Yeah, what are you currently working on that we can support you with, Xander?
As a title company? Or
Just you, no, I'm asking.
She's asking as
when
a
I
coach.
meet
Or as a
people,
coach.
I'm like, what are you
Okay.
currently working on that I can support you with? Which usually people are immediately referencing, they don't have anything long-term or actualized goals, like any kind of daily practice, or they'll tell me about that they're in the middle of something, right? And so those are just great indicators.
What are you in the middle of right now?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm in the middle of this, but something I'd like to introduce to my business is doing the canceled expireds
Okay.
cold calling.
Yeah.
So that would be something that I could use your assistance with.
I love that.
100%.
We got you.
Love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have those lists every week.
Yeah. That's easy
Amazing.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a great question, right? What are you currently working on that I can help you with? What are you currently working on that you need help, accomplishing or
I love
achieving
that.
or completing, or what are you stuck on, right? Like, it's kind of what are you currently
It
working
gets
on
the
means.
brain turned. Yeah, what are
Yeah.
you doing? How about just
Yeah.
ask point
Yeah.
blank, right?
Yeah.
And even going back to talking to the people, everything we talk about, we need to use AI to benefit us, right? Correctly. We need to be on social media and everything. But what does it all end up in? You still have to eventually
Yeah.
talk to somebody.
Yep.
So you still got to have that craft as your main craft.
Yes.
And when people, you can't want it more than them. I know we've talked about
Yeah.
that. We need to get them to see results. And then when they see results, then
Yeah.
it seems to go like a light bulb, right? It's
Or-
like a switch. Oh, wait, you were
or-
right. If I call
yeah.
people, I get to talk to people. If I get to talk to people, I get a listing appointment. I
Yes.
get a buyer,
Sure.
and then I get commission. Holy crap, it
It
worked.
just all
Yeah.
leads
Yeah.
to
Snowball.
a good
Well,
result.
Yeah.
and that we're doing tasks and being busy for the sake of a result, not to remove the joy of
Yeah.
it, not to remove the passion in it, but basically I love that you love, hosting a, XYZ,
Busy
but,
work.
what are we trying to do? What's our objective? What's the goal in mind?
Correct. So you got to look at something as branding or something that's going to be a direct result.
TTP.
Right. So branding, and that's where I think a lot of agents get very confused. You can sit behind a camera and do this all day long. This is branding.
Yeah.
But if I'm not going to take action off of maybe somebody reaching out to me or me reaching out to them through this action, right, that we're doing now, then it results in nothing. So a lot of the agents are not doing the traditional things, right? So I just coached or hosted a mastermind on old school style real estate, because at the end of the day, you still have to have the conversation. So through open houses, door knocking, calling, and networking, right? 4 things that I have to do every single week in my business to this day that I started 26 years ago.
Yep.
It's not
going
changed.
away.
It's not. Now you can cheat and try to figure out all the different ways of having your phone ring, but what happens when that phone isn't ringing from that particular pillar?
Right.
Now I don't have any of the skills.
Yeah.
Because all I did was hide behind, I shouldn't say hide because it is beneficial and lucrative, but that is only one facet that you have to rely on for your business.
I mean, something happens, I think, in the brain when you connect with somebody voice to voice, like even in our practice, like a lot of times when we meet somebody new, I actually ask my escrow officer, please call and introduce yourself, because that's another level of connection, to hear a voice, connect with the voice, and have a more...
Not just an email address?
Not just an email, like not just a text, like let's call them.
There's a person.
There's a person, let's connect voice to voice. Let's feel the vibes on that, So to your point, that level of effort is still so, I think, core.
Well, I think it goes a long way with your agents too. I mean,
For
at the end of the
sure.
day, that's an expectation that I have because they're the last people that they see is you, is your title company.
Yep.
And if you've never met or even reached out to them and it's all been through an email, it's very surface.
Yeah, it's transactional.
It's,
And like you said, though, we are the last, right?
Yeah.
You are
So
the last.
whatever negative experience happens,
Right.
whoever's fault it is,
It's our
we're
fault.
the last person.
But
to
it's our fault.
Yeah.
It's the
Yes.
agent's fault because obviously
You got it.
that's right.
The relationship.
And that's a huge thing. But it works both ways. I mean,
does.
agents
Yeah.
can be the same way. They just put the sign in the yard and call it a day.
Yeah.
That's true.
What's
Yeah.
what is your best piece of advice, as we're wrapping things up, what's your best piece of advice for today's agent, and maybe address the Xanders as well as the seasoned?
My best piece of advice is look around and see who you're surrounding yourself with.
Ooh.
Right? And
Love that.
know for sure if what it is that you want out of this.
Ooh.
Is it right for you? And find your alignment with people, and then an accountability partner for all of your actions. Because at the end of the day, I don't know many people, there are very few in the world that are able to hold themselves accountable to a point of uber success, right? Like at the end of the day, everybody needs to bounce things off of people. And I say, this is what I want to do. And every week you're like, did you do it?
Right.
Did you do it?
Yep.
It's going to be really hard for me. I just started working out, and it's been years and years and years because of all the craziness of my life. And of course, that's an excuse. But what I realized was it's very hard to not go to the gym because I have a trainer. And it's...
Now someone's expecting you.
Yeah.
And actually, the trainer is very, very positive and like talking me through these things and not crushing me. And that makes me want to show up.
That's right.
For myself.
Yep.
And it's like, if you have somebody like that, whether it's in any facet of your life, it just makes it such a better experience, and the human connection of it
Right.
too.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You got somebody who's like you'll with a trainer or somebody coaching you.
Right.
You're going to end up realizing you're a lot stronger than you realize.
Yes.
Yep.
Whether it's about lifting or whether it's about
Lifting
lifting
the
at work.
phone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. I was like,
Michelle's
no,
going to be doing hammer
that's
curls
really-
all day long.
And I think that's a really great, I think that's really amazing advice and very succinct. And also too, like one of the things that I share with people, I'm like, there's explanations and there's excuses. Which one are you telling me?
Right.
Because I understand an explanation.
Yep.
But pretty soon they become excuses. And
I
so
hear
you-
excuses every day.
Yes.
And then, like, when it comes to the trainer thing, like, for me, I look back and I'm like, oh my God, I made all those excuses. And it wasn't what I thought it was.
Yeah.
It really wasn't as hard as I thought. I was making it into something that it wasn't. So with people that, that advice, like, surround yourself with people that are going to get you over those fears, because you're just psyching yourself out. It's not as big as you're making it.
It never is, right?
No.
The biggest fear is just doing it.
Right, and then you do
it's
it.
applicable to all of it.
Yeah,
Whether
make
it's
the
picking
call.
up the phone, going to the gym, eating better, whatever it is, it's just doing it.
Yeah.
And you know what? Just get some help.
Yeah.
Totally.
That make it easy on yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
You guys have been amazing. This has been really fun. I mean,
Thank
time has
you.
completely flown by. I feel like we could do a whole series, which,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
I feel like
it's
that's
great.
how we're closing out a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
We could do a whole series
There
on
you
this.
go.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much. It's
thank you.
amazing. What's the best way to reach you, Michelle and Xander?
Just Google me.
Google. All right.
I mean,
like
you
it.
could chat GPT
Yeah.
me.
I always say Google. Like, no, just kidding. That's
No, just Michelle Minik. It's teamminik.com. I mean,
Love it.
just look it up. I mean,
Yeah.
not hard to find.
We're easy to find these days.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Xander, really great to have your contributions too, especially from your perspective. Love getting to see the family action.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
I will say this, I used to work for my dad. Like, working for family is the best and the worst, right? And so I think
Why are they both nodding their heads?
yes, it's the best and the
Michelle
worst.
looks at them.
You get treated the best and you get treated the worst.
Yes,
And
right.
so,
yes.
but it's a great experience and you're going to learn so much. And so you've been a great contributor today. So thank you for
Thank you for having
popping
us.
on with
Yes.
us. Yeah.
Great.
Awesome time. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Thank
Really
you guys.
appreciate it.
All right, you guys tune in. This is an amazing episode.
See you later.
Bye.